visual effects wise, it was this the biggest project you've ever done?
Um, no, no, I would say
No.
no,
Okay.
no,
So
no.
which
It
one was
was a
it?
big one, and it had some big elements for sure. And the VFX here, that one of the things that was so spectacular is that there's this amazing um, VFX, assets that they have that were spectacular. So those were very, very, very big, and I think that those assets, as they were awe-inspiring. Um, but it's not a show that every shot is a VFX, and not every shot is difficult
Right.
because the actors are in a green environment and have no concept of where they actually are. So we did a lot to make sure we were trying to ground the space so that the actors were in the proper situations, so as much as possible could be real for their performances.
That's awesome. That's great. But what was the biggest one that you worked on with visual effects? Now that you mentioned said this one isn't. Just curious.
Um, I guess I'm gonna say Shadow and Bone,
Okay.
where we had I in the season finale of season two, there was just almost every shot had elements to it that had to be managed and worked on. So it was great. It was super super fun. But relentlessly everything was VFX, and just to be very mindful because once you're into the VFX, it's like money, 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 which is great. But it needs to be spent wisely so you don't just kind of let it filter away. I would say about Monarch Legacy of Monsters is that it is a very high quality, high budget show that is amazing to watch, and the VFX are spectacular. They were super smart. We didn't use every little tiny thing that had to have VFX elements, but we had a lot of them, but they're all very, very well executed, I would
Yeah,
say.
and I thought I agree with you 100% because it's less is more, quality versus
Yeah.
quantity. But I think for me the biggest thing was I really loved, and this is where the curiosity kicks in, right? And that's you do you have extra 5 minutes or you have to leave at 1 o'clock?
No, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. One of the things about curiosity is like, when you're not shown that much, it kind of builds your anticipation. So that scene in episode one, I think, where it was like flashbacks initially, I think in
Yeah.
episode one, where
Mhm.
Godzilla at the Golden Gate Bridge, I just thought I wanted to see more, but I'm glad I didn't see more. I mean, that
Yeah.
to me was really, it stood out. And obviously it's kind of like throughout the series, you'll see, an episode, some monster here and there, and it's not overly shown. Like, for example, now I don't know which episode this is. Now, if I say this, I'll have to wait until that episode airs, where they go inside the ship. Was that
Hmm.
your episode? Was that your episode? Or is it
No,
before that?
that's one that's already aired.
Okay, good. And then
I think
that
that's
the
three or
mo-
four. It's Julian Holmes's episodes. He was
okay,
the director on those. He was terrific. Yeah.
where that monster comes out, I thought, okay, now there's going to be this whole chase sequence, right? Which
Hmm.
part of me, slightly a small part of me wanted, but I'm glad it didn't happen. It just ended right there, which was really cool. So it was that's one of the things again I said earlier, the grounding part of the series, and you said too, is so pivotal and so important. I absolutely loved it. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it does it teases the audience a little bit, but it really does pay out too. It doesn't cheat the audience in those
yeah,
Titan moments at all. Those are, well earned, but they're not just throwing them around willy-nilly either.
yeah,
They're really well earned, they're well constructed, the assets are amazing to use, the Titan assets. And I think that it keeps bringing us back to the real story, which is about family, and it's about what lengths people will go to for their loved ones. And extraordinary lengths, and lengths you don't even realize that you would do. And it really keeps always coming back to family and the cost and sacrifices that we're willing to go into for the people we love.
Yeah.
And I think that is
Yeah.
so relatable. Every single person on this planet understands what it means to have a connection with people and what we do to keep them safe, especially in this fantasy world where the terrors are real, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a really interesting, such an appealing take on this material. I mean, I remember watching the original Toho ones, way back, and liking it because, it's, oh my God, it's Godzilla and and the people, and the hilarious filmmaking of the day, just hilarious. And the dreadful subtitles, or not the dubbing over the
Oh
Japanese
God.
people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just fabulous, so funny, right? So entertaining. But it was not about any actual human connections. It was just monster stepping on things and power lines falling over and flames, and just so fun in that ridiculousness of it. This is such a different take on it, and it
Yeah.
just keeps drawing everything back to these people and the families and their own personal responsibilities to each other and to the world and to the greater good. And it really knocks on those themes that we relate to. I know that, for example, my sister was never a monster person. She didn't like any of those things, but she loves the series. She absolutely loves the
Mm.
show, and she just so connected with Kate, the Anna's character, Kate, especially. She's really, really connected with her, and how she's trying to process through her traumas, and how she's still trying to push through it and keeps getting, hit by obstacles, but is moving her way through it and finding a way to break open her heart again and a little bit more in the face of what everything she knew to be true has sort of been thrown out the window, and her whole world has changed. And what does that mean? I think it's done a terrific job of that.